Hey team, we are doing an ultimate special behind the scenes to give you the insight into ultimate, or UT24 is what we called it, why we did it, how the idea came about, some of the amazing successes that we had along the way, challenges that we faced and things like that. I'm sure that you've seen the videos already over the internet and social media of the party that we just had in the weekend, which was phenomenal, like just above what we even expected it to be. And that's due to obviously our team, which we will dive into in this little behind the scenes ultimate special for you. But yeah, so Richie's here with me.
Yep.
And we're going to chat about it, where the idea came from and why we did it. It kind of started at the end of UT23, right?
Yeah.
So UT23 was 12 weeks, $10,000.
Yeah. Yeah.
And it was more of a bodybuilder stage show.
Well, because we were so young, OTB, so we got established last year, and obviously we needed to make a bit of an impact, bit of an impression to the fitness industry. So my vision for it was to put some money at stake, get everyone on a stage, and show like amazing transformations. It was good, there was a lot of things that we learned from, like anything. There's a bit of controversy, which always comes with things like that. So obviously we took that same approach, and I think we made it better for this year. And what we're like, we always like to do things bigger and better. Like, why do things the same? And then we ended up coming up with the concept, wasn't it? Straight after UT20,
literally right afterwards. It was like the next
24-week
day.
challenge.
Yeah,
Why don't we do a 24-week challenge? Just half a year.
and twice the money, 20 grand, which we
Twice the
actually
money.
ended up giving away $22,000, not
More.
20.
Yeah. And we like to push limits, like to push people's buttons a bit and create a bit of controversy and ruffle feathers.
Yes, that's true.
Amen.
Yeah, but we did change. We changed the vibe and the focus behind the UT24.
Yeah.
So UT23, which was the 12-week, was very much like a
Bodybuilding showcase.
massive impact, big change in your body composition, that type of thing.
Yeah.
It was, And then when it came to UT24, with it being 6 months, we had a big discussion around it being actually a life-changing transformation,
Yeah.
as opposed to like a quick fix type
Correct.
thing. So 12 weeks is, so if you look at challenges that are out there, 6, 8 and 12 is usually, 4, 6, 8, 12 is usually like the go-to. So 12 weeks is actually a long challenge.
Yeah, that's usually the 12-week challenges are usually set standard.
Yeah.
Especially in the fitness industry.
Yeah.
And there are some people like them, some people don't. What I found is some people like the short ones because it's short, sharp, 6 weeks, get it in, get it out, get some quick transformations. Some people like the 12-week ones because it's like I can make some mistakes.
Yeah.
I can
Build
get off the
habits.
bandwagon.
Figure things out.
Yeah.
More of a learning experience as opposed to just
Correct.
smash it out. Yeah.
With the difference between the 24-week challenge was 6 months. You had to build character, and that's what I think we've found.
Yeah. Hugely.
Like everyone that completed it has basically changed their life, eh?
Yeah. And that was like, that was very evident in obviously the results that we got physically.
Oh, what
but
did we
also,
What were the stats?
For who?
Everyone total wasn't it a ton?
Oh yeah, over a ton.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Eh? A ton of fat.
Yeah, of weight. Yeah.
That's a
That's a lot.
statement.
Yeah.
No, that's a statement. That's a statement.
Yeah.
So we should go back and I suppose from the start, the idea behind it, the journey, and
Yeah. So obviously we had lots of discussions right at the beginning around how we knew, because OTB is female focused, so we knew majority of our participants were going to be female, and we knew that, we would have males as well, but we had big discussions around, with it being females, what would sort of the nutrition requirements and stuff be. And that's why we started off with like meal plans that are, our first meal plans that we gave out, which we do for all of our challenge, are our kickstart meal plans, which basically is like a detox.
get your body ready.
Get you ready for it. It takes out all of the good fun stuff, puts you into just a very boring, this is your breakfast, lunch, dinner, these are your snacks,
Set
that is
the habits.
it. Set the habits, get yourself used to prepping your food, weighing your food, being, training, nutrition, training, hydration, all that stuff.
Just good habits.
Yeah. And so that's the first 2 weeks of all of our challenges are that. So it's like on that. And then in that
Tailored
time,
plans.
they fill out their form, which tells us what their goals are, what their current weight is, what their goal weight is.
To give them an idea, how long did it take you to do the 100 and...
It was like 100
3 plans or 104?
There was quite it was like 100 and something. Ages.
The beginning, tell us an idea. Give us an idea so people know, the average person knows.
Oh, like ages. Like, because everyone...
2 days?
Yeah, it would have been maybe 2 or 3 days. But it was non-stop of that. Like, it wasn't like I took 2 afternoons and the night. It was like non-stop. So every single time that I wasn't interacting with people, I was doing a plan. Doing a plan, going through, because everyone would send through... So on the sheet, I ask things like, what are the foods that you absolutely cannot live without? Because on that first plan that they get, I want them to realize, like especially with the 6-month challenge or the 24-week challenge, I wanted them to realize that you can have like Kewpie mayo and you can have Biscoff and you can have pancakes if you want to, normal pancakes if you want to, and still reach your goals. Like you can do all those things and still reach your goals. It's just like within moderation, and it's just how to manipulate it. Like how do I add that mayo in there with it becoming like I'm using it as opposed to just being controlled by it.
Yeah.
So,
and then you get the forms.
Yeah, get the forms, tailor all the meal plans, send them out. Sometimes people will be like, whoops, I forgot to add in there that I don't like eggs, because, the eggs will come up on their plan. And I forgot to add that. So then you go back and you remove that and you change it, and then everyone sort of gets settled into it. And then the goal is that they will be on that plan for, I like to see around like 4 weeks is good. Because when we say 4 weeks on plan, I know that there'll be a couple of slip-ups. That's what I expect.
Yep.
Right. And then at least that gives me time to actually see, like, how does that plan actually work for you? Is it getting the results that we want? Are we moving towards your goal? Are we moving towards your goal like too quickly or too slowly, or, those types of things. So then obviously every fortnight was a check-in with every single athlete.
Yeah.
And so
that's right. Yeah, we did every fortnight.
Yep. Every fortnight, every athlete came through and checked in. They did.
And the other thing what people don't realize was we had plans to get a scanner.
Yep.
Remember? Because we knew as soon as we released it, we got 105 people booked in to come. We knew doing skin fold testing would be inaccurate and it would be
time consuming. Yeah.
So we got a scanner that weekend, didn't we?
Yeah, it was like the Friday before, the Thursday or the Friday, and Saturday was the start day.
Fit 3D scanner. Which was crazy.
And it took us like 4 hours to get there and back because of the traffic.
That's right, it was a Friday.
Yeah, and it was horrible. It took us like 4 or 5 hours just to get all the way over there.
But we were adamant to get it.
And then all the way back. And then we got it here, got it all set up, and then I had to do all the back end of that.
And then we had to get everyone during the week to do their scans. That's right.
The people that we were talking to about the scanner are all in America, so it was like random on-off times, and had to do the back end of that to get it switched over to us as opposed to who we got it from. And it was a mission. That was a mission.
But we got there.
So and then we started those scans on the Monday or Tuesday.
Yeah. 105 scans.
Yeah.
Then we were able to get their starting points.
Yeah.
Then they would submit their forms. Then they would get their plans trickled out to them. They'd stay on those plans. Some alterations would happen. But the first 3 months, from what I remember, there was no changes. It was like literally...
Very little changes.
And it wasn't until... month 3 we had the 12-week start, so I think it was the 12-week point.
So within that time, so for the first 12 weeks everyone was checking in just with me. So I was doing all the check-ins. So they'd come through, would do their weight, I would like talk to them, ask how it's going, and then from that, if they needed changes, I'd make changes, and if they didn't, then they'd just stay on their plans.
Were they're individual check-ins,
one-on-one check-ins, 104 every week.
Fortnight.
Every fortnight. Yeah.
Crazy. And then so that was going until we hit the midpoint. And that's when we had to have that midway talk. Because that was always part of the plan. Remember, we were always going to have that midway, because it's like the next...
Yeah, well, because it's...
People start to fade away, though.
100%, yeah. And people had sort of dropped off by then. They had sort of dropped off a little bit. And we're, it's a struggle. It's so tough. It is actually so tough to do. But
especially
once you hit that... once you hit that 12-week, I think people realise, like... Those ones that made it to the 12-week were like, I'm in it. I'm in it now. And that next 12 weeks was like, it was like they were gunning for us to like up the stakes, like yeah, sweet. Like I would say to them, like, well, you know, they'd be like, oh my gosh, I'm loving my protein bar, it's so exciting, da da da. And I'd be like, watch out, man, that might be getting taken soon. And they'll be like, oh yeah, okay. Like they were ready for it. Like, yeah, take my protein bar, I can handle it. Like, their mindset had changed by then.
And so people were starting to make some minor changes, which we knew they would in 3 months' time.
Yeah.
The whole concept behind it was never to go too hard because of burnout, but it was enough to push them to really push. Like I think, remember we saw like Sakili started to make some real good gains.
Yeah, like muscle, Because the big thing for us as well with that is that knowing that it was going to be majority females, we didn't want to ruin hormones in any way.
Yeah.
So we didn't want to be like no carbs and extreme calorie deficits and ruin their hormone health.
And then the midway point happened. We started the 12-weekers, which is about 25, 30 people, plus the current 24s. We did that pep talk. We had the midway scans. We had the midway photos plus the new photos. So people don't know that. That's what we also did. So the 24s got 3 photos, 3 scans.
3 photos. Yeah, 3 photos, 3 scans. The 12ers got 2 photos, 2 scans.
2 scans. Plus, people don't know this, we launched out the app.
Oh, yeah. OTB
in that
Health
midway
app.
point purposely because we wanted
the meal plans to go through that.
The meal plans, because we knew that the current plans that they were on they weren't as lenient. We wanted to give people some leniency. Where they
and
could
through the app, people can swap meals in and out without having to request. So from the back end, I can give people their meal plan and also say like, okay, these are the options that they can swap for. So for example, if you have like toast and eggs or whatever for breakfast, but you wanted to make a swap, you didn't want that, then they are allowed to swap to this or this, and I can make those choices for them.
And so we went from getting the scanner to the midway point where we got obviously the pep talk, the app. Everyone jumps on the app. People loved it. Some people hated it.
Yeah. It was too much for some people because it gave 7 days of choice. And then, so what you can do as well on that app is you can actually choose it to just have 2 days of choice.
And then we end up listening to people. People were a little bit fluctuating. And then we changed the meal plans to some people that weren't making much progress.
Yeah.
And we gave them the HTFU plans, which were in the middle of that, wasn't it?
Yeah.
So that was 6 weeks to go. Well, 6 weeks to go.
Yeah.
And we added that in. Training started to intensify.
Cardio went way up.
Yeah. Cardio went up.
Yeah.
And then we started really seeing people like boom.
Yeah.
And I think it was the last 2 weeks,
Yeah.
The last 2 weeks we really started to pull people through and just really get through. And, that was where, so people don't know this. A lot of people don't know this. Why our challenges are so successful is because we work so much on the mental state. We put so much time and effort behind the scenes with the motivational things, the live videos, the talks, and that's what we ended up to amplify again. Remember, I think 4 weeks ago, we did every morning.
Yeah, I think
we were
that
doing
might have
every
been
morning, every morning,
Yeah. And we were having big chats with them around, because obviously we want them to understand what they're doing and why, and the purpose behind why we make changes to our meal plan. Like if you're like every day today person, if you get given a meal plan and you're happy to stay on those meals, you can stay there for a very long time. Like you can eat the same thing for a very, very long time and be happy with your weight and happy with how you look and happy with how you perform.
Yeah.
But we talk to them a lot about training and nutrition for aesthetics and training and nutrition for performance, and they're two completely different things. And that when you do training and nutrition for aesthetics, you actually might have to sacrifice a little bit of your performance. For example, you might not lift as heavy, you might not have as much stamina for your runs because you might go into a calorie deficit for that aesthetic look that you're going for. So it was that mind shift that they needed as well. Yeah.
And so before this even all started, remember I said to you, I want to book Ellerslie Racecourse.
Yeah, I know. What the heck? And the limos. You wanted to book Ellerslie Racecourse and the limos. Yeah.
Ellerslie Racecourse. Remember? And we went down there. I had no idea what I was going to get myself into by ourselves. And I was like, let's just make it work.
Yeah.
And I saw it and I was like, nah, this is us.
Yeah.
Remember? This is before you even had anything planned.
I didn't even know. Yeah. I was like, we might even only have like 30 people on the challenge, bro. You were just ready to go for it.
Far out. And then, so not many people know this. We booked out the bottom floor. We had buffet, gourmet,
Pacific
dinner
Island food. Woo.
with oysters, raw fish, like lamb roast, taro. It was
And those,
insanity, eh? The pork.
Anyone that was there, those double cooked pork bites,
Yeah.
holy.
It was insane, eh?
Like amazing DJ.
Yeah.
We had Charlie there, obviously.
Yeah.
And he's just hilarious.
And this is
General Fire came through and we didn't even know.
We just had to have faith, eh? Like, remember before we even started the challenge, we just had to have faith. We were just like, well, we're going to have to try to get an amazing MC, amazing entertainment, amazing venue, because these guys are going to put so much time and effort into this. We got to make sure we finish on a bang.
Yeah, exactly.
And then we ended up, I think, week 6 to go. We started putting in the last final touches of the event.
Yeah.
Where I was liaising with our decorator, Mele from Loves Decor, Legend, stocks.
Oh my God, they were amazing.
Ane from Ellerslie Racecourse, Legend again.
Made life so easy.
And then obviously that's when we started to get the DJs, the final touches. The DJ and Charlie confirmed. He was like, I want to do it docs. Then obviously we got to the last 2 weeks. Everyone was getting the suits, the apparel.
Suits,
they
dresses.
looked amazing. Everyone was getting excited, eh?
Yeah. One of the most incredible things that I've been hearing from everyone, but from that night when I talked to them, so especially the women, like our ladies, have been saying that it's been such a long time since they felt so beautiful.
Yeah.
And there's not often time, like that night was dressing up like you were going to a school ball.
Yeah.
Like you were dressed to the nines and it was all about you. And there's not many nights where when we get older that we get to go out and have that level, that high level expectation where you put money into hair and makeup, you get your nails done, you get your dress on. And as much as like for me, it's out of my comfort zone, I was like, oh my God. Even on the night, I was like, I'm so glad I put time and effort into this.
Yeah.
Because it was just, you looked around the room and you're just like, everyone just looks like celebrities. They
It
just
was
look
amazing.
stunning. The
It was
vibes were
amazing.
incredible.
The vibe was amazing. The table setting were amazing.
Beautiful.
The stage, the dance floor was amazing. The lighting, we had the photo wall.
Yeah.
And they had, the cool thing about it is that we had waiters. Like we had waiters walking around, you know, doing the, like at our peril, not at our peril, but at our service.
Yeah.
And how about that 20 grand, 22 grand?
I know. Yeah. So that was actually
$22,000.
So that was a tough one.
Yeah.
Because last year we had a lot of fallout with the end results. Everyone got all like salty about it and stuff like that. And so that's something like, no offense, I don't mean to upset people, but it's the truth. That's what happened. And we got a lot of judgment over it and a lot of talk and stuff. And we learned from that. And I had mass anxiety this time going into it.
And so what happened this time?
So I was like, I'm not judging. I want nothing to do with it. I'm so sick of this. I know everyone's backstory anyway. It's not fair if I judge, So basically what happened is we got judges to come through by themselves individually. We gave them like before and after
Anonymous
photos.
cards,
Before and after photos with no faces. And then they had all of the body scan stats and it would just say like male or female. So then they would rank them in which order that they think that they would go. And it got to the point where the judges had finished judging and they were like, it doesn't matter what we do. There is not a top 4. There's a top 6.
Yeah. Because so people don't know this, top 1, Marvin
was
Joy.
Marvin and Joy was clear. Like that was easy for them.
But it was second and third places. There was like
it was just the second place. There was 4 people.
Yeah.
So for second, they were like, this is tough. And then they were like, well, we could do it like this, but then these results here need to be acknowledged.
Yeah.
So like they just couldn't. And then it didn't matter. Different judges have different ideas. So it's like.
They were like, some people were putting 3 people at third place.
Yeah. And then it was like, and then they were mixing it around. Didn't matter how they mixed it around. Those 4 names were always there.
Yeah.
And so there was no clear. So like Joy and Marvin were clear.
Yeah.
All judges were ding, ding, ding. It was the next 4. Every judge was like a different combination.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so then we obviously reached out and said, would you like to sponsor a third place? And
we got one from
Vending Direct.
And they said, thank you, Gail
absolutely,
and Paul,
as they always do. They back us massive.
If it wasn't for them, we would have had
anarchy.
A top, well,
we would have had anarchy.
Our third place, awesome winners.
Yeah.
They would have missed out.
Yeah,
and that would
exactly.
have been that would have been just not the cool vibe because
well,
there was a kg. There was only a kg between some of them. Like
it was
minimal.
And it was just it's hard to explain. Anyway, and so we did that, which was great. And then
we ended up giving more money.
And then the judges. Well, so we had hoped obviously, and so we said to the judges, if you had to rank it as a first, second, third, what would it look like?
Yeah.
Then that's what we had, and then we just went going. Hopefully, we can get sponsorship for this third. We did.
Got it.
And so we were able to award that on the night too, which was amazing. And the cool thing about it was just like announcing the winners of first, second, and third.
What were we at the UT12s as well?
Oh,
Merv,
yes.
he cried.
They were incredible.
Nero,
Yep.
people don't know this, but we actually gave prizes for UT12s
Yep.
as well.
That was
Supplement
cool.
stacks. Thank
Yep.
you to our partners in crime, JD.
Yep. Thanks, JD.
They were
Legend.
amazing. But
Yeah. But
it
the cool,
was such
I'll just finish what I was saying before. So the cool thing about the night was like when we gave out the prizes for the 12s, like the 12 weekers, and when we gave out the prizes for UT24, the first, second, and third, just the vibe in the room, it was like,
everyone,
like, oh my God,
It's
Marie
like
won,
everyone
so
won.
I won. Yes, Marie.
It's
Like,
like
you know,
everyone
yeah.
won, eh?
Because they'd
Everyone
all
won.
been through the trenches together, and they had watched like those 6 people that got those prizes.
yeah.
I don't
Not
think,
trying to discount anyone.
no, not at all. But we like those 6 people have been through the trenches and not once off plan.
Yeah.
And also
They're-
like no complaints. It was like, I'm taking this from you. Okay, I guess all right, I'll make it work.
Yeah.
You know, and
Yeah.
and I think that was seen obviously in their results.
Yeah.
Yeah. Same as like Merv, Nero, like they just just an amazing night.
And obviously the night happened. People found out obviously the winners.
Yeah.
There were tears, there were
Yeah,
joy.
yeah.
No pun intended.
Yeah.
It was amazing. The night was just insane.
Yeah.
Charlie Palmier put it on.
Yeah. General
and then
Fire.
we had a surprise guest with General Fire coming through.
Yeah.
DJ Leaks as well.
Yeah, he's amazing. If you're ever looking for a DJ,
Yeah.
like I want him to DJ my life. Like I feel like that would be like the soundtrack. But there was not one bad song.
Not many people. Yeah, it was hard to explain that night, eh?
Oh yeah. Like I'm not a social butterfly at all. Like
But that
I'm
night
not.
was just-
But I want to do that night again. Like, can we do that on Saturday
It was
again?
just amazing, eh?
Like even I'll do it without the food. Even it would like I was going for the food.
Yeah.
I was I'm going for the food. I can't wait for this. I just want the food. But it was the vibe.
Yeah.
Like
the vibe was on, man.
oh my gosh, no nasty energy. Like that's why I
it-
love being around OTB people.
Well, it felt-
no nasty energy.
Yeah,
Just
but you know that
beautiful.
night it felt like the Dalium Awards.
Yeah.
It felt like an awards
Yeah.
night, man. And everyone got a certificate as well.
Yeah.
Best certificate. Sorry guys, I didn't sign them. I had a
No,
had a
don't
crazy
listen to
week.
his
My
excuses.
apologies,
No,
team. My
no,
sincere apologies, like from my heart.
What happened was he tried to ask me to forge them, and I don't do that.
I don't do that either. I would never ask you such a thing. I'm not illegal.
You
Cut it
are
out.
illegal.
Shucks. But anyway, team. Shucks, that was the night.
Yeah.
What we had, a lot of people don't realize we had some highs and lows.
We had some
lows,
very low lows.
But I knew we had to get
But
through it.
man, we had the highest high to
We
finish.
had the highest highs.
So
That was-
worth it. Like I'll take all those lows for that high. I will take
Paul-
all those lows. I was called a bully. I was called a copycat. I was called everything. I got lies on me.
Yeah, I don't know why.
But
people
that
do
high was the ultimate,
Yeah.
man. I'll do
Yeah.
that all over again.
I think that challenge, like I'm not trying to be arrogant or cocky, guys, but that challenge had $22,000 cash money, had a massive event at the end, had
Supplement
celebrities
stacks.
at the end, you had supplement stacks, you had a buffet gourmet high-end dinner to finish off.
At Ellerslie
and,
Racehorse.
for oysters. And now everyone knows how much one oyster is. There was unlimited oysters.
I know, yeah. Wills
That was
in
something
there.
that we had there, brother Wills. Me and you were in the same boat that night, brother. But like that's how you know, like that was
yeah.
by far the best challenge ever in New Zealand fitness history.
Yeah, man.
Like
That was so good.
$22,000 went out that door. $22,000
And that's been the fun part of this week is just giving out the
giving
money.
out the money. But I suppose, what's your advice for people that want to join up to our next challenges?
Get in quick.
Get in quick.
So I think, my biggest advice is going to be get in quick because we're going to start having to cap.
What's something to prep people on for challenges? Because our name and reputation is like literally it's the standard now. It's standard. What do people have to prep for? if
Like
they're-
doing a challenge with us.
with you, not me. I'm fine.
What? You want me to warn them? The prep is
The challenge is Jess.
whoa. The prep for challenge with me is just remember that Vicky put it perfectly. I love hard.
Yeah,
so
that's true.
I just want the best for you.
Yeah.
Like my driving force for the whole of UT24 is that I don't want any of those girls turning up to the night feeling like shit.
Yeah.
Because I've been there. I've been there and I have a horrible inner voice and I don't want that for the girls.
Yeah.
And so I will gas you up, but I'll hold you accountable. And I actually said at the beginning of the challenge, I said to them, you can hate me for the next 24 weeks if you love me, if you love yourself on the 14th of September.
And they love themselves and you.
Yeah, wow. And I
What-
love them.
And I think the other thing is like, excuses never worked for me and
Never.
you.
They don't work for anyone.
They haven't worked for Usain Bolt. They've never worked for LeBron James. They've never worked for Valerie Adams.
No.
So why do you think they're going to work for you?
100%.
That's why we don't accept them, guys.
Yeah. And it's just about like, we are happy to be the bad guy so that you can be the good you. Like,
Good
I'm
person
happy
in your story.
Yeah, I'm happy to be the villain in your story. If
So
you're
you're the
going to
good
be the
guy.
hero, you can be the hero of your own story. Absolutely. I'm happy to be the villain if that helps you become the hero.
Man,
Yeah.
jump on quick onto our next challenge, guys. The next Ultimate isn't until next year.
Yeah, it's
That's the next
only
thing.
yearly.
It's a 1 year thing that we do. It's the biggest, baddest challenge in New Zealand, and I want to say that firmly.
Mm-hmm.
Find another gym that's going to give $22,000 more than we can, and then we'll compete with it. But until then, guys, we will have some smaller challenges. We'll have some more smaller challenges on the way. Don't forget to obviously follow us. And like, I think the biggest thing is don't be scared. Like, don't be scared, team. Like, on the other side of fear is your dreams.
Yeah, 100%.
So just end it with that.
And if you're outside of Auckland, obviously you can message us, and
For the app.
we're happy to help you out wherever you are. We'll figure stuff out for you. We just want to see people. We just want to see people love
Succeed
themselves, man. I
and
just want to see people love themselves.
thank you, team.